Next, we are talking to somebody else who thought about the technology they use very closely and realized that they can adapt technology that already exists. So we have Rebecca and Rishma with Project Olas, and I will let you two introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. Yes, thanks for having us. And yeah, I'd love to hear the discussion about how COVID-19 has pushed a lot of young innovators forward, because that's definitely the boat that Rishma and I find ourselves in. We actually launched during COVID, and we're both 19, rising sophomores at Georgetown. Yeah, Rishma, do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Rishma. I am 19, a sophomore at Georgetown University studying international politics and Spanish. I'm currently in Syracuse, New York, but I was actually born in Providence. So this is really special. I love Providence as a city. And I joined Project Olas during COVID as well. I actually met Rebecca the day before my flight home, and we were never allowed to come back to campus, and this entire thing has blossomed online. So yeah, I'm super excited to share Olas with you, and I'm glad you guys are here.
Great, yeah, so I'm just gonna jump right into it with our little elevator pitch and then hopefully open it up for some questions after. I'm gonna share my screen. All right. So here we go. So I'm Rebecca Cox. I'm the CEO and founder of Project Olas. Can you guys see my screen?
Can you make it full screen? Press the present button.
I think Zoom just might be lagging. Here, let me try again. Is that better?
It stayed the same. I was having similar issues with it.
Yeah, it's a little Zoom bug.
I can share if
it's
not working. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay. All right, so Project Olas, we employ moms in vulnerable Central American communities as Spanish language tutors via WhatsApp. And why moms? Moms, because when I was 10 years old, I lost my mom to breast cancer. But then when I was 16, I got the chance to go to Spain, where I met my host mom, Isabel. This is Isabel right here. And that was where I realized that moms have this incredible potential for cross-cultural communication. So I actually ended up staying in Spain for 2 years rather than 1, and graduated from El Bachillerato Español, which is the Spanish public school system. So I really understand the power of moms. And then this is Libby. She lives in the Guatemala City garbage dump. And her big problem is that although she wants to provide for her 2 daughters by becoming a teacher, she lives in the Guatemala City garbage dump, where her current best option is to make between $3 to $5 per day, engaging in really dangerous work that's often illegal. And this is Ava, one of our pilot program participants, who wants to learn how to speak conversational Spanish. Unfortunately, a lot of the classroom learning that goes on with Spanish is too grammar heavy. Outside tutors are too expensive. DC is like $30 per hour, for example. Duolingo doesn't have that human connection. And then these free online pen pals there's all sorts of horror stories I hear from especially young girls. So we wanted to be better than both of their current best options. We engaged in 100+ customer discovery interviews, and we also formed a strong partnership on the ground with this financial literacy organization called Creamos, and through them we found out that 70% of Libby's community already has access to mobile phones due to this greater trend of rapid Comtech penetration in Central America. This is an example of what our very basic pilot program model of Project Olas looks like. If it'll load for me.
Tus hijas tenían nombres bonita. Ok, gracias. Ahí puedes decir, tus hijas tienen nombres bonitos.
So we have a very simple business model. We're using a platform that already exists. We do hour-long conversational Spanish lessons via WhatsApp's audio and video functions. Students love the little audio memos. They can listen to it over and over again. Our sessions start at $13 per session. 5 of it goes to the mom every time. So that's as much as she would normally make an entire day. And then 8 of that keeps us running. And that looks like employing people like our local coordinator, Pau, who also grew up in the Guatemala City garbage dump and has an adorable daughter named Mackenzie. So in terms of scaling up, that's our current stage. We're able to create a great negative cash conversion cycle with our partner Creamos and outsource both the moms and the tutors. But in terms of expanding our influence across Central America, we do a lot of individualized marketing. We partner with universities. We just landed a partnership with the University of Maine, but we're also creating a network of club chapters across the US. Currently, we have 12 Club Olas chapters on college and high school campuses across the country, so that students can come together around Spanish learning, even online in this virtual setting that we find ourselves in, and connect about what Olas is like for them and talk about the issues that matter to them. And as we've been talking about, crowdsource answers to any questions they have about lessons and about the culture of the community. So through this model, we expect to be able to expand to a number of partnerships across Central America in the next couple of years. And these are our club presidents. These smiles are all genuine. I took this picture without them knowing. And we were only 3 months old. We launched officially in April, but in that time we've done quite a bit. We won first place in Georgetown's Entrepreneurship Challenge for 10K. That was a virtual event this year. We generated probably more than $5,000 of revenue at this point. We had a 90% retention rate, moving from our pilot program to our official launch, even after a 25% price increase, which is quite interesting. And we currently have been able to maintain a level of about 50 students per week since school went online, basically. We employ 14 moms, 3 of those are new. We've worked with 4 incubators, received 3 grants, and launched one, I think, very cool website. And then what really matters to me, and I think to Rishma also, is our social impact. On the quantitative side, we've generated about, I would say, 4,500 at this point in the community. We've had more than 700 conversations. We subsidize data plans for these moms so that they can work at home from their champas. And qualitatively, there's training programs, life skills development, and I think the most important piece of our social impact of all of it is what COVID-19 has done to the Guatemala City garbage dump, where moms used to have this option to go to Creamos and work in their sewing program or their jewelry program. COVID-19 mandates shut down their entire working of the NGO, so moms had no option but to return to the garbage dump to sift through trash during COVID. There were also really, really intense lockdown restrictions put in place by Giamatti, and moms live in champas that are like the size of my dining room with about 16 family members at a time. So we also offered some psychological reliefs, a little bit of escape through this type of language learning. And I think for students as well, if you want to look at the social impact on that side, students they really want connection right now. I myself take Arabic at Georgetown, so I just realized what an abrupt change it was to move from being able to be in this tight-knit community of learners to a completely online platform. So I think students have told me that Olas has changed their life in that way and given them a sense of connection during quarantine, which their normal language learning had, but lacks online. So yeah, in summary, both sides of the marketplace love us. Students, because of that human connection I'm talking about that online learning certainly lacks a lot of the time. And then moms love us most, obviously, because she can earn $5 in 1 hour from the safety of her home, which is more than she'd normally make in a good day of work in the garbage dump. And in terms of future employment, we are a stepping stone out of poverty. The confidence that moms build with us, they just the smiles on their faces to see that they're able to call themselves like profesora. That's one of the best parts of my job. So to see that confidence building and how that trickles down into the whole family and the whole community is what Olas is all about. Here's a quick slide on our competitive advantage compared to other online platforms or Duolingo. And I think one of our competitors is study abroad programs as well, and then typical classroom Spanish. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much time so that Rishma can get a word in edgewise, but yeah, I'll let Rishma take the floor.
Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience at SEG. So the Social Enterprise Greenhouse is actually how Venture Cafe found out about us, which is really exciting. I participated in a 2-month-long incubator that was specifically designed to foster the growth of startups like ours that are kind of born out of COVID and that are addressing a need that grew out of COVID-19. And something that I found at this incubator, which is just an amazing community of beautiful people that are all passionate about, using business for social good. When I talked about Olas, there was a certain gut reaction that everyone got that we are doing something fundamentally good. And that's when I realized that Olas is so unique in that it immediately draws so many different people together, regardless of their backgrounds. And I kind of felt out of place in this community because I was, one of the youngest ones there. Most of them were in their 40s, 50s. And I was like, oh, I don't know if, this is going to work, if they're going to be able to relate to me. But I found that really every person, regardless of their background, loves Olas. So, and then continuing that conversation and kind of bringing this into our discussion about education and the economy, we as students, we understand the student experience. So myself, like I'm a Spanish student at Georgetown, and I was always frustrated with how I don't feel confident as a speaker. And Olas changed that. And I think all of our students feel that as well. And that's why we have this amazing network of Club Olas. The last slide had a Zoom screenshot of about 65 students that came to our Zoom meeting right there. That's only one slide out of 3. And this is an entire community that has blossomed online since March, since COVID started. And we now have hundreds of students in our network who are so passionate about Olas moms and are passionate about using language learning for good. So we believe that with COVID, without COVID, we can continue to blossom. And this video right here is one of our Olas moms, Jeanette. And this is her testimonial talking about how Olas has impacted her life.
Do we have time for this, Amy? It's a couple minutes.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo les va? Aquí saludándoles y contándoles un poco de mi vida, lo que es trabajo de Olas, trabajo muy bueno, muy bonito, algo nuevo para mi vida. No saben cuánto me ha ayudado, ha cambiado mi vida por completo y ha demostrado cuánto me amo y son muy buenos. Gracias por demostrarme su amor y no saben cómo han cambiado mi familia también. Mi familia está muy contenta porque hemos conocido otra familia que es Olas. Es una familia muy bonita. Conocemos a personas de muy lejos y la verdad que nos emocionamos cada día que un alumno llega a nuestras vidas. Saben qué emocionante es conocer a muchas personas. A mí me encanta con personas. Ahora es emocionante. Les cuento que cuando yo empecé no quería, pero ahora yo no quiero irme. Quiero seguir en Olas. Me encanta estar en Olas. Ha cambiado mi vida por completo, como les he dicho. ¿Cómo puedo explicar la emoción que yo tengo? Y que cada día mis hijos me apoyan también y me andan diciendo, mami, tú tienes que trabajar, tienes así, me dicen, me emociono, y a ellos también me ayudan.
Yeah, I think she speaks like that for the next minute or so, but I know we're a little bit over time, so if anyone wants to share that video or any other mom testimonials we have, we can definitely do that. I don't know if we have any time for questions, but this is where to find us online and all our.
I really am curious how, as a Spanish language learner, say if I were to sign up, how does that first lesson work then if I have no background in Spanish? What does it feel like, or what does it look like?
Yeah, sometimes students say that they're really nervous, but it doesn't take that long for the maternal connection to really kick in. A lot of our moms get trained to teach beginners specifically. So if you're a beginner in Spanish learning, the mom who's working with you will have some English knowledge and will have gone through training with us on how to teach beginner learners. So there's that piece of it, but in terms of the connection and the pressure, we noticed that almost immediately goes away. When I've done customer interviews, what students tell me is that in the classroom, a lot of the time they feel so shy and so much pressure to get the conjugations perfect. But I think the fact that it's a mom and the fact that it's a one-on-one conversation and the fact that our curriculum is based really in the personal and in the community versus a kind of more esoteric things or historical events, it opens the door for students even at the beginning stages to feel very confident in themselves.
Yeah, and to just add on to that, we have an entire programming team that designs these personalized curriculums that are purposely very open to facilitate open dialogue between the mom and the tutor, but also guide the student and their mom to know what topics to speak about and just guide their conversations generally. So we have our programming team that makes specific curriculum for beginner students as well.